All right, get comfy, close your eyes for a sec, and just imagine you've got that scent of bougainvillea kind of drifting on a warm breeze.
Mm-hmm.
The sun's warming these ancient stones all around you.
Yeah.
And you're looking out over the Aegean Sea, just sparkling below.
Beautiful.
That's where we're headed in this deep dive right into the heart of Greece.
Love it.
So you sent over this incredible YouTube documentary, Wonders of Greece.
Yeah.
And honestly, just wow, stunning visuals of these iconic spots, but then it's also got those hidden gems, you know?
Yeah, it's really well done.
Really well done.
You know, what I find so fascinating about this documentary is how it captures that energy of Greece. Like, you've got these ancient historical sites, right?
Uh-huh.
Literally existing alongside, like, modern day life.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just about, like, looking at ruins. It's more about feeling a connection to the past and the present moment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like, it's totally different from reading about history in a book.
Totally.
It's like stepping into a time machine when you see it.
Yeah.
Speaking of stepping into another world,
Yeah.
let's start with, like, the quintessential Greek spot, Santorini.
Of course.
You see it everywhere, and for good reason.
Oh, yeah.
The documentary footage, those whitewashed buildings, they're just clinging to those cliffs.
They're breathtaking.
The caldera, it's breathtaking.
Yeah.
But then you've got this whole other story going on, right? About the island's volcanic origins.
Right.
That just adds this whole other layer.
See, and that's what makes Santorini so compelling, you know?
Yeah.
The beauty, yeah, it's undeniable.
Oh.
But it's a beauty that came from this dramatic, like, upheaval.
Right.
The caldera itself, constant reminder of that volcanic eruption that reshaped the entire island, you know?
Wow.
And it's not just about the views either, right?
Right.
That volcanic soil is crazy fertile.
Ah, okay.
Which is a big reason why Santorini's got those unique wines.
Oh, interesting.
Like, it makes you think about how everything's connected, you know?
Yeah.
How destruction can actually lead to something totally new and vibrant.
It's like the island's got this whole secret history hidden just below the surface.
Exactly.
Literally.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of stories that are kind of etched into the landscape, you know, we have to talk about Meteora.
Oh, yeah.
That segment in the documentary, those monasteries on top of those massive rock formations.
Like, how is that even possible?
It seems impossible.
I know.
It really makes you think about, like, the human drive to connect with something bigger than ourselves.
Right.
Imagine, like, the dedication of those monks.
I know, right?
To build those monasteries, hauling all the materials up those cliffs.
Yeah, that's one.
And all for this pursuit of, like, spiritual isolation and connection.
It's like, what would you do for your beliefs?
Yeah.
What lengths would you go to?
It just shows how deeply spirituality is ingrained in Greece, even in these, like, extreme landscapes.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so from these towering monasteries, let's shift gears a bit, dive into a place that's just shrouded in myth and legend, Delphi.
Okay.
The documentary talks about it as, like, the center of the ancient world, home to the Oracle of Apollo.
Amazing.
What was it about Delphi that gave it so much power back then?
Well, you got to imagine, like, back then, the fate of entire nations, kings, queens, their decisions, everything, it all hinged on what the oracle said.
Wow.
This was an oracle believed to be channeling the wisdom of Apollo himself.
Right.
Delphi, it wasn't just a place, it was this crossroads of faith, power, destiny.
Wow.
People from all walks of life, they traveled for miles, bringing offerings, hoping for guidance.
It's hard to wrap your mind around it.
I know, right?
But you can kind of feel it, even today, right? In the ruins, the landscape.
Absolutely. It's like the past is still whispering to us, you know,
Yeah.
if we just know how to listen.
Yeah. Okay, so we've talked about serene, we've talked about spiritual, but let's be real, Greece is also about vibrant energy.
Oh, absolutely.
So let's jump over to a place that's practically bursting with it.
Mykonos.
That documentary footage of those windmills, the whitewashed buildings, it just screams carefree living, you know.
The vibes are immaculate.
They are, but there are also hints of a different Mykonos, right?
Oh, yeah.
A little more tranquil, maybe.
Right. That's what's interesting about Mykonos, right?
Mm-hmm.
It can be this playground for the senses, but then it also has this quiet beauty to it.
Right.
So you've got the iconic windmills, but then, like, hidden away in the hills are these little chapels.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, you've got those, you know, vibrant beaches.
Yeah.
But then you've also got these peaceful villages where life just moves at a different pace.
It's like the island has multiple personalities.
Totally.
And they're all kind of captivating in their own way.
Exactly.
It really hit me watching that documentary. Just how well Greece blends those old stories, the ancient history,
Yeah.
with how lively and vibrant everything is today.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Like 1 minute you're exploring ruins, next minute you're having coffee in some bustling square.
Totally. It's like the past is never really past,
Woven right in, yeah.
Totally. And it's not even just the big monuments, the famous myths, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's like in the rhythm of life there, how people come together in the evenings, that feeling of community.
Yeah, it's like the islands themselves have absorbed like centuries of stories and ways of life.
Absolutely.
And you can just feel that energy when you're there.
You can.
Okay, but speaking of energy, can we talk about those beaches for a sec?
Oh my gosh, yes.
The water, those turquoise waters in the documentary, the little hidden coves.
Picture perfect.
Like stepping into a postcard. Seriously.
Greece has some of the most gorgeous coastlines in the world, seriously.
It's true.
And every beach, every island, it's like it has its own personality,
Totally. I noticed that.
Like take Balas Lagoon in Crete.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one.
The documentary, it showed that crazy turquoise water.
Stunning.
But like being there, feeling it, the pink-tinged sand, the warm Aegean sun.
Oh, wow.
It's different,
Sounds surreal. And speaking of surreal, they mention Elefrounisi Beach, also in Crete.
Yes. The pink sand.
Pink sand. What makes it that color? It can't just be a coincidence, right?
It's wild, right? So it's actually from millions of tiny red shells and coral bits over like thousands of years. The waves grind them down. They mix with the white sand.
What?
Yeah. It's proof that even the most striking landscapes, they're made by these processes that take forever.
It makes those little details that much cooler.
Right. Like a secret layer of history.
Totally. Speaking of hidden layers, the Samaria Gorge.
Oh, yeah. Crete again, right?
Crete, yeah. The documentary showed how beautiful it is. Dramatic,
And lifts.
towering cliffs, winding path. But you can't really feel that sense of accomplishment, can you, through a screen?
No, you can't.
Like after you hike the whole thing.
16 kilometers through that landscape.
16 kilometers.
Yeah. It's a trek, but worth it.
Oh, I bet. You get those rewards, though, right?
Oh, absolutely. And that feeling like you pushed yourself, you had an adventure.
Yeah.
That's all over Greece, Hiking, exploring ruins, even just trying a new dish.
Speaking of food,
Oh, yes.
that documentary did not skimp on the delicious shots.
I know, right?
The seafood, salads, pastries, everything looked incredible.
It's a foodie's paradise.
Any favorites we should add to our list, like must-try stuff?
Oh, man. Where to even begin? Okay, you can't go wrong with moussaka.
Moussaka? Okay.
Classic. Layers of eggplant, potato, minced meat, creamy bechamel sauce on top.
Oh my gosh.
Comfort food, 100%.
I'm getting hungry.
Or souvlaki. Grilled skewers of meat, you get pita bread, tzatziki, lemon.
Yes. I love souvlaki.
So good. And obviously you got to have the fresh seafood when you're there.
Oh, of course. It's all so good.
It's amazing.
And I love that food is such a big part of Greek culture.
The best part.
Sharing meals, celebrating local ingredients. It's like it brings people together.
It's at the heart of it all,
It makes you realize those are the best experiences sometimes, the simple ones,
Totally.
the shared moments.
Connection, yeah.
Okay, from delicious meals, let's jump to a place that just screams ancient Greece. The Acropolis of Athens.
Iconic.
Those shots of the Parthenon bathed in that golden sunlight.
It's
Awe-inspiring.
It really is. And, the Acropolis is more than just those ruins.
Right.
It's like proof of how creative and ambitious people are.
What do you mean?
Think about the skill it took to build all that.
Yeah.
The temples, theaters, using only what they had back then.
Yeah, it's mind-blowing.
Humbling, right. What they accomplished.
It really is.
And they stood for centuries. Storms, time.
Makes you feel pretty small.
You realize we're just a blip, right?
Yeah, a little blip in time.
Exactly. And that feeling, that connection to something so much bigger. That's everywhere in Greece.
You think so?
Whether you're at the Parthenon, staring out at the sea, or listening to the old stories.
It makes you think some things are timeless,
They are.
Beauty, history, that human spirit, they stick around.
They do.
Speaking of sticking around, those monasteries on top of those rocks in Meteora.
How did they even... I know, right?
The documentary captured how crazy beautiful it is, but why?
I know.
Why build there? Those monks, what made them choose a spot like that? It's one thing to see it, right?
Totally.
But to actually think about why.
Yeah, what were they thinking? Was it just to be alone spiritually?
Right.
Or, Did they need to be safe up there?
Right, right, like a fortress.
Maybe both.
Whatever the reason.
It's just incredible to see.
It makes you think about, like, those universal things we all search for.
Oh, totally. That need for sanctuary, for something bigger than ourselves.
Exactly.
Whether that's inside us or in a place that feels closer to,
something else.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of finding sanctuary, that documentary touched on some islands I'd never even heard of.
Really? It's cool.
I know, right? Like Folagandros, for example.
The Gondros. Oh, yeah.
What's the story there? Fill us in.
Okay, imagine, like, the perfect Greek island.
Okay, trying.
Whitewashed houses on hillsides, those cliffs diving right into turquoise water.
Okay, I see.
Life moves slow. It's charming. That's Folagandros.
Sounds like stepping back in time.
100%. It's all about simplicity.
Love it. And we can't talk about islands without beaches, right?
True, true. You want that turquoise water, that paradise feeling.
Always.
Kettergo Beach.
Kettergo.
You got to get there by boat or hike.
Okay, getting harder.
But it's worth it. So peaceful.
Secret beach, I like it.
Exactly.
But those hidden gems, there were more, right? They mentioned Kufanesia.
Ah, yes. Kufanesia.
A name itself, I'm sold.
It's like a secret, Almost too good to be true.
What's the deal? Tell me more.
So the main island, Ano Kufanisi, it's made for walking.
Okay.
Sandy paths, those white houses with the bougainvillea growing all over.
So pretty.
And the coves, the beaches.
They'll blow you away.
It sounds like the perfect spot to just unplug.
Completely.
Suck it all in.
That's it. That's the life.
Speaking of soaking it in, Greek sunsets. Right?
Oh, gotta have them.
Yeah.
The class, the documentary, those shots. Where should we go? Any favorites?
For the icon, the one you won't forget.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, in Santorini.
I knew it.
I know. It's popular for a reason.
Gotta be something special.
When that sunsets over the Aegean, all those colors in the sky.
It's a must-see.
Bucket list stuff.
100%.
For sure.
And after a day of exploring, we gotta eat.
Oh, of course. The best part.
The documentary had me drooling, I'm not gonna lie.
The food in Greece. It's another level.
Okay, last round. Hit me with your must-try dishes.
Okay, so moussaka, we talked about it. Hearty, so flavorful.
Yes.
Like a hug, but in food form.
Love it.
Souvlaki, those skewers, perfect anytime, honestly.
So good.
And you can't forget seafood. Grilled octopus with lemon, calamari.
The freshest.
So fresh, the best. And it's more than the food itself,
It's that whole vibe, right?
It's Greece. Sharing meals, celebrating the ingredients, bringing everyone together.
The heart of it all.
Exactly. It's about appreciating those simple things, enjoying life.
Beautifully said.
Thank you.
This whole deep dive into Greece, honestly.
What'd you think?
I feel inspired, hungry, and like I need to book a flight ASAP.
That's the magic of it. It stays with you.
It really does.
Even after you leave those beaches, those stories, the flavors.
It makes you want to go back.
Always. There's always more to uncover.
So true. Well, that's our deep dive for today. But the journey doesn't stop here.
Keep exploring. Keep discovering.
Keep that wonder alive, everyone. And until next time, keep diving deep.